Guess who's going on tour? That's right, Jin. It's Jin. Jin's going on tour. Is anybody else completely blindsided by the fact that Jin is going on tour? Like, I know we knew that he was gonna have a new album, and we kind of expected him to. I kind of thought he would, but did anybody else think that he would have a concert, a tour? Because I just feel completely blindsided. I just feel like came out of completely left field and I was not expecting it at all. And now I'm like scrambling. I think everybody's scrambling. Everybody on Twitter, Instagram, everyone's like, whoa, what just happened? What is this announcement? Okay, so I'm filming this clip a little early because nothing concrete has been announced yet. Like the dates have been announced, but nothing about pre-sales, army membership, any of that stuff has been announced yet. So this is the first clip. Stay tuned. I will be talking about that in the next clip. I just wanted to go over dates first, um, because these are some interesting dates. First of all, the tour starts in June, which it's April, but it's almost May, and May, June. It's gonna start super soon. So he's obviously going to start out in Seoul, and he's pretty much doing two dates for every single date. And um, this time he has very few US dates, which is interesting. I kind of expected Jin, just like the vibes and the stuff and the type of person that he is. I expected him to have less dates. I just think he prefers a more intimate and smaller place for his concerts, and he just enjoys that type of environment more than huge stadiums like Hosix does. Also, his vibe, music wise, is completely different than Hobie. Hobie was definitely more hyped up and energetic. And while I do think Jin's concert is going to be energetic, I think there's going to be a lot of more emotional and deeper lyric wise songs in his set list. We don't know anything about his new album yet. So it could be that he has more hype songs in that, but from his other songs and his last releases, it is a little bit more on the ballady, more just that type of vibe song. So it does make sense that some of these places are a bit smaller. So he's doing arenas instead of stadiums. So for example, Honda Center. So I'm going to be specifically talking about Honda Center because that is where I'm going to go if I get tickets. Um, Anaheim is not LA. Let me just say, let me just say that first. Anaheim from like downtown LA, it's like a 2 hour drive there's traffic, and like a 40 plus minute drive if there's no traffic. So it's definitely not close at all. So it is a bit of a drive, and the Haunted Center holds about 20,000, 20 to 21,000 people, which is a good amount. I'm not saying that it's little by any amount, but it is still an arena compared to like a stadium. So I kind of get why he did that one, but I obviously would have preferred if he had actually come here to LA, like LA. But congrats to everyone that lives in the OC area and more inland, because you will have an arena that's actually really, really close to you guys, which is great for anyone that lives over there. And it's just our turn for people more on this side to travel over there. So that's something to keep in mind, because I've gone to the Honda Center before twice. I've gone for ATs and I've gone for I think Monster X had their concert there too. And I will say it is not an area that has much things going on. There's stuff to do in Anaheim and in the OC area, just not where the Honda Center itself is located. So it's somewhere that you would definitely need a car to move around and to go wherever it is that you want to go. So not super friendly with the things around. So I'll keep that in mind as well. And also Disneyland is close by, so a lot of hotels and things like that will be a lot more expensive. So keep that in mind also if you're planning to travel to Anaheim, or if you're just like, you know, you want to stay in Anaheim for the concert. Some things to keep in mind. It will be more expensive, and so plan accordingly. And this concert is also during the weekday, which is a Thursday and a Friday, which means there's going to be traffic, hella traffic, a lot of traffic. On a normal day there's traffic, imagine that plus everybody else coming to the concert traffic. So it's going to be a long ride, so just be prepared for that. Travel times, if you're coming from LA or anywhere farther than that, come in early, and if possible to avoid all traffic starts around 4, sometimes even 3, because school lets out around that time. But it should be summer, so it'll be fine. But rush hour starts around 4 to around 6 or 7. So if I were you, I would come in a lot earlier, so at least maybe 3, 2, 3, if you can. And if not, just be ready to wait for that amount of time, so you're not actually like late to the concert, because that could happen. So just be aware of that. And yeah, so the other places he's gonna go is Dallas on the 22nd and the 23rd. So that is 3 days, 19, 20, 21, 4 days, 3, 4 days. After his Anaheim concert, he's going to go to Dallas, and then he is going to go to Tampa on the 26th and the 27th, and New York will be his last US date on the 30th and the 31st. I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty much used to LA slash, California being the last date, but this time we're the first date, so something new. And then, of course, he is going to go to the UK. So I'm glad that he is going to go to some of the places that Hobie wasn't able to go. And he's going to go to London and Amsterdam as well. So that's really exciting for all European Army. And you guys will get to see him. So yeah, I will come back when we have more information on the actual specific stuff. And I will also be cutting up the video. So in case you just want to skip to that part, you can. Um, but yeah, that's it for now, and I'll see you in the next clip when we have more information on pre-sale dates. Bye. Okay, so we have more information on the tour, and I wanted to share with you guys really quick what it is. So let's get right into it. So all of this information is coming from Weavers directly. If you need to see it, then you can go to the Weavers link that I'm going to be putting down below. But let's start out with membership pre-sale. So anyone with an Army membership is going to be eligible to participate in the pre-sale. So if you don't already have one, that would be your first step. You go on Weavers and you apply for a membership, and your membership ID is what is going to be your code. So they won't be sending random codes this time. Just like Hobie's tour, it's anyone with an Army membership. So it is pretty important for you to get one if you don't already have one. And you're gonna have to do that between today, which is Tuesday, April 22nd, and you have until Monday. So I would just do it right away, because you only have until, I believe it's 12 p.m. PST. Yeah, so just until Monday. Oh wait, hold on. Um, yeah, so until Monday, April 28th, which is pretty soon. So you would have to get it pretty quickly. The membership is about $22 with taxes. So just make sure that you have your Army membership ready and save your ID. There is, I believe, BA, so 2 letters before your actual number. That has to be included in the code when you apply. So make sure that's in it. When you copy it, have it saved somewhere. That way you could just paste it whenever you need to. And then the army membership will take place Tuesday, April 29th. So today's Tuesday, the 22nd. So they give us exactly a week to prepare, and it will be taking place 3 p.m. local time. So whatever that local time is for you, that is when it's going to be taking place. Of course, make sure that if you are not in the same time zone of your desired concert date, that you know what it is for that concert. So for me, I am going to be trying for Anaheim, which is PST. If I want to get tickets for New York as well, I would have the ticket in New York time zone, which is EST. So that would be about their 3 p.m. would be like my 1 p.m. So they are ahead. So that's what you do have to watch out for. If you're not ticketing for the city that you live in, just make sure that you're in the same time zone. And if not, make sure you're getting into the queue and stuff accordingly. And yeah, so if you have any questions about that, you can let me know and I'll try to answer. General sale will be the next day on the 30th at 3 p.m. as well. um Pretty unlikely, but I would always just check just in case. You just never know. Sometimes they don't release that many tickets, but they do release some. I don't remember right now if we had any at all for J-Hope, but I think there might have been. So you just got to keep checking, and that goes for when you're ticketing. And it becomes pretty late, you just have to keep checking, and then hopefully some tickets will appear. So Europe is different. They're um For Europe, you of course you need a global membership. So if you're in the US trying to go to Europe, make sure that you have a global membership. I don't believe your US membership would um apply for the Europe one, so you would need a global membership as well. So if you're trying to ticket in Europe and you're from the US, you will need a global membership as well. I believe it's the same costs, but make sure you do have it because you will be needing it. And make sure that you're also registering for Europe specifically, because for the Army membership, you have to apply and register. Is also on the Weaver's notification that I will be linking. But if you are from the US and you want to get tickets for Europe, you will be signing up for or registering for the European Army membership pre-sale. So make sure. And if you're doing both, make sure you are applying for the US Army membership registration and also the Europe registration. So the registration is really simple. All you're going to do is go into that link and apply. That's really um, all there is to it. This time there isn't like a two-step verification thing. You just need to do it on Weavers, and that's pretty much it on that. I do believe that there will be a limit of 4 tickets um, per membership. So if you're only ticketing on your own, you have maximum 4 tickets. So you could spread them across different days. So if you're going to, let's say Anaheim, you can do 2 days for the first show, and then 2 days for, or 2 seats. Sorry, 2 seats for the first show, 2 seats for the second show. That equals 4. Or you could do 2 seats in Anaheim, 2 seats in New York, etc. But it's only for total. Now, obviously, if you have friends you're ticketing with, then that kind of expands how many seats that you're able to get. So, yes, but it is only 4. So make sure that you are wise with what you're buying, how many you're buying, because it is only going to be 4. And then for VIP information, we do have a little bit of information on that, and that is it is going to be a reserve ticket, which pretty much means that it's going to be seated, so no GA. According to Ticketmaster, if you go on there and you check the days, most of the maps have been uploaded and most of them are seated, so that's good. Um, he is going to be having a sound check. You will get the lanyard that everybody gets, and there will be like pre-merge um opportunities, but there won't be send off. So usually because of send off, it is a little bit more expensive um to get VIP, and it adds like $100 more, I would say. But because there isn't, it should be like a little bit cheaper. But I wouldn't expect it to be like cheap. I would think that maybe it's still around $500, five something. Not quite as high as Hobie's because he had send off, but Jin doesn't. So it'll be a little bit cheaper, but I would still um try and save a little bit more, or budget accordingly, because I don't think it's gonna be that much cheaper. And then another thing is, I saw this actually in person when I went to Hobie and I was checking in for my VIP package. Premium tickets, so official premium, is it called official premium packages, do not count as VIP. Um, yeah, so that's why I would not recommend buying premium, special premium, if you're trying to get VIP, because from what I could see, if you got premium, they are not VIP packages. You have to get them as they are on the floor. They usually have like a little star, they're gold. That means that they're VIP. But if they are just premium, it doesn't automatically mean that it's going to come with the VIP benefits. So just be careful. And I know it's like you're in a rush while you're trying to get your tickets, but make sure that right before you purchase them, if make sure that you know if they're official platinum or not. That's what I meant by premium, but platinum. If they're platinum, there might be some issues with getting VIP benefits and stuff like that. So just be very, very careful with that. I personally do not get platinums whenever I am in there. I just no. There is a way that you're able to filter them out. It's on the sidebar. There's filters. You can unclick the premiums or platinums so that they don't show up, and that should hopefully help. But yeah, just make sure that you are looking out for that. Okay, so it does say that the barcode will not display until 48 hours before the event. So I'm not sure how transferring tickets will work, because usually when you buy something, you'll have your little barcode, which means you have your ticket. But for this specific tour, that won't be available. So I will update you more on resale, because it does look like they are trying to minimize scalpers in some ways. But I think that's all there is to it. Um, so we don't know prices. Usually they don't tell us prices anymore. They just let us find out when we are actually in the queue. But like I said, I would think maybe $500 to $600 for the VIP packages, and then seated might be up to $300, etc. So just budget accordingly. And when you're looking at the map, usually farther away tickets from the extended stage are a little bit cheaper. And yeah, so we shall see how it goes. I did want to say really quick that I will not be ticketing for this tour, because I could not get out of work at all. Like, I am needed at my job, so I cannot miss. So that really sucks for me, but fortunately I do have someone who's going to be ticketing for me, and I have my membership and they have theirs. So she will be ticketing for me, and I did ask her to maybe take some clips, so you guys can see how it is. But I'm not sure if there's going to be a complete video, unless something major happens and she tells me that I can then tell you guys about the experience. But I will not be here at my desk showing you guys that video. So that really sucks, not just for the video, but also for me, because I've always ticketed for myself. um I say have average luck, but I've always been able to get tickets for the shows that I want. And now it's all up to luck, and hopefully she's able to do it. But yeah, I just wanted to tell you guys that, and hopefully I can make a video, but maybe not, we'll see. So yes, that's all. Like I said, if you guys have any questions, please let me know, and I'll be answering them in the comments. So see you next time.